Alrighty everybody, welcome back to another camping and fishing adventure. This time we are going to a very special place on the west coast of the South Island. One of the places that maybe one day we're gonna be calling our home because we like it so much. We are going to Hokitika, guys, yes.
West Coast waves, the sky so wide. Driftwood on the beach, Hawaii jump, snapper bite, feel the beach vibe, it's just beautiful. Ho, ho, Hokitika, where the rivers meet the sea. Fishing reminders, reeling dreams, laughing wild and feeling free. Licorice ice cream cones before we go fishing. Sunset paints the water gold. Life is sweet and always thrilling. Ho, ho, Hokitika, where the heart beats wild and true. Marking high shins, casting dreams at the peaceful lakes. One more catch, one more night, one more taste of sweet delight. Maybe we'll just stay for good. Feels like home, it just might.
Well guys, Mark and Haitian here from fishingreminder.com, and as you know, we are all about camping and fishing and bringing you guys along to those best camping and fishing spots, hopefully to inspire you guys a little bit to go out, travel and explore all these spots for yourselves sometime. Now we're going to be hitting up 3 spots in this video. The first spot is going to be Lake Brunner for a little bit of trout fishing. Then we're going to head to Hokitika, Lake Mahinapua. It's a dock campsite in Hokitika and it's, in my opinion, one of the best camping and fishing spots around. And then we're gonna go and check out another dock campsite near Hokitika, Lake Kanerie. This one is a campsite that has so far kind of escaped our radar, and we're going there for the first time this time. So that's gonna be coming up in this video, so stay tuned guys. Let's start with Lake Brunner. Lake Brunner was a little bit of a stop on the way to Hokitika because we were coming down the west coast through Greymouth. And yeah, we've stayed at Lake Brunner before, and there's a really nice freedom campsite at Ivak Bay. So I wanted to hit up that spot again and see if we can catch ourselves a nice trout once more there. So like most of the freedom campsites in New Zealand, this place can get really busy, and we were there at the very high season in the middle of January. So we were a little bit worried that we might not even get a spot when we get there, but we arrived early enough. So when you get there a little bit too late, by 4 p.m. this place is chocker and you won't probably find the spot. You'll just be circling around like a seagull looking for a couple of breadcrumbs. And yeah, we got there around lunchtime. Luckily there were a few spots available and we found ourselves a private spot. You don't really want to park somewhere where next minute you got like a little van parked right in front of your entrance door and you can hardly get out there. This time we were lucky and we parked in a private spot where no one could park in front of our entrance door. It was actually a really nice spot. Check this out. Today we are at a really cool little freedom campsite at Lake Brunner. We are now way south on the west coast and we stopped here for 2 nights. Maximum nights you can stay here. Really good spot for a little bit fishing as well because you get the lake right in front of the campsite. I used my aquamarina paddleboard yesterday for a little bit of fishing and trolling, but I did not have any luck with it. I'm just trolling a little spinner behind me now. The lake is calm as always like that in the morning here and late evenings. Picks up a little bit during the afternoon, but yeah, perfect. It is in the beginning of January and it was a weekend. So there were so many speedboats out on the lake and jet skis, water skiers, so it wasn't that pleasant. It is much nicer to come here later on in the year after the holiday season and during the middle of the week. Nah, nothing.
Ah, that's too bad.
I saw one, nice big one, but I couldn't catch it.
Oh, that's too bad. They're out there.
So as it always goes with trout fishing, it's never really that easy. But then finally the next evening, the last night, I went there again and I hooked into a nice brown trout and I was happy with it. Looks like someone made a little bit of an art here with some nails. So beautiful out here. It's absolutely stunning lake scenery. Lake Brunner, guys, Lake Moana. It is brown, it's the west coast, brown water. And the trout in here, they have some amazing brown color as well. I'll take you to a little spot now, a little narrow passage. That is probably the best spot to do a bit of spin fishing or even fly fishing. Lots of trout have to just pass through this passage, so that's a good spot to do a bit of fishing in the evening. And as most places around here, there are also big eels in the lake. I would not recommend to catch any of them, but it is good to see them. After I caught the trout last night, I fed the eels with the guts, and they were really happy about it and fighting over the guts. All right, so here we got our little passageway to the next section of the lake. Now it can get quite busy because lots of people launch their boats in that small section over there, and then on a good day they'll be coming through that passage, scaring most of the trout away. So you'd better come here early or late before the boaties start making a lot of noise here. But look at this beautiful little sandy beach here, main lake over there. There's quite a bit of a swamp area which is well worth exploring with a paddleboard in there. Sight fish for trout, see them rising in there, looking for insects. Good place for some fly fishing with dry flies, I think. I just love lakes and rivers here on the South Island on a day like this. A bit overcast today, much better. You don't have the strong UV, right? So you can wander around without getting a sunburn after 2 seconds. It's also usually better for fishing to have an overcast sky. And it looks very mysterious, mystical with the low-hanging clouds around here. Yeah, just love it. It's such a beautiful place. There's also a commercial campground in Moana, in the township of Moana. We stayed there before during some heavy rain to get some power, and it's a beautiful little campground as well. Now I've been having a bit of luck with those soft baits here, dark colored soft baits. This one here is a Savage Gear, which I like. Also some other dark colored soft baits that I've been using. And also black and gold Toby spinners, the smaller ones. They work pretty good for me as well here in this area. Right here is a pretty cool deep drop off. So that's a good spot to try your luck. I'll show you the trout that I caught last night. This is the trout I got out of Lake Brunner. Just wanted to show you guys quickly. Look how brown it is. It's been in the fridge for 2 days, so it's not quite as brown as when I caught it. But it has very dark brown color. Look how long it is. And it's not very thick. It's got like orange meat, but it's not super orange. So we're just gonna take the fillets off anyway and have a look. See what it tastes like. As you can see, the meat on this trout is very white. You can see that already. There's no orange meat. So that means
Sucks.
it wouldn't be any good eating, unfortunately. Oh, it's somewhat orange, but here the top is pretty white. Tried to cut out all the bones, and now I'm just gonna fry the pieces. There's not much left after getting rid of all the bones. If it was a super tasty trout, I would not do that. Then I would cook the whole trout. But cutting out all the bones, there's not much left. But anyway, we're gonna fry it up because it will still provide some valuable protein, right? Even if it doesn't taste too good. All empty. Once these gas bottles are like even like water left or so, these stoves don't work anymore properly. They don't output the heat. Salt. Add a little bit pepper as well, why not? Just keep it super simple just to give it a bit of a taste test. Let's give it a try, eh? Let me sit for that in case it's absolute poison and I fall over. Hopefully no bones in there. But it's actually a lot of meat now. It's probably at least the amount of a good sized steak. No off taste. Tastes good actually. Mild. I didn't expect that tastes good with the white meat. It actually does taste good. So let's find the piece that comes from the shoulder here. This piece here comes from the shoulder. And the further it came to the head bit, to the neck, the whiter it was. So let's try this. Oops. Oh shit. No, that piece that I just wanted to try is now weka food. Here, weka, you have that there. I'm really surprised. There's no mud taste there. Well, I'm going to eat everything now, because that's going to be my protein ration for today. I got to say, I did actually a good job of removing all the bones. I didn't get a fillet out of it, but I got lots of small pieces, but they all have no bones in them. I thought the trout out of Lake Brunner won't taste good, but I can now confirm they taste good. This one was sitting for 2 days in the fridge. Maybe that helped a little bit to settle the taste. Maybe the color of the meat is not always an indicator on how good it is. I always thought the redder, the more pink, the better, but maybe not. Maybe white meat can be good as well. Now actually, Haitian, do you want to try? Haitian doesn't quite believe me that it actually tastes good, so let's see.
Very suspicious brown trout.
It's just normal, eh? Very mild. No off taste, no lake taste. Mild, no off taste, no lake taste. Tastes actually really good.
Tastes very normal.
So well, that was our first quick stop. 2 nights at Lake Brunner. Now let's head off to Hokitika and check out the Lake Mahinapua dock campsite. I had a lot of problems learning to pronounce that Lake Mahinapua. I don't know even now if I'm getting it right or not. But this is a dock campsite we have already stayed at a few times when we were traveling up and down the west coast before, and that is because it is my opinion, a really good camping and fishing spot. Not only have you access there to the Lake Mahinapua right from the dock campsite, which is an ideal spot for kayaking, paddle boarding, fishing of a small motorboat like our Aquamarina Aircat. And this lake is teeming with perch. There are also some trout in there. They're a bit harder to catch, I suppose. But it's got some really nice perch in there, which we call freshwater snapper if you've seen our latest video, because we just love eating perch. They're so good, so tasty fish, and most people don't actually know what they're missing if they don't catch perch. Anyway, this is one part of the fishing there, but Lake Mahinapua dock campsite is also close to a beautiful west coast beach, and from the dock campsite it's only like a 15-20-minute walk to get to the beach, or like a very short drive by car. You can park right by the beach, so you don't have to carry all your gear, and it's a perfect spot for surf casting. Now, of course, it's a dock campsite, and as such we have nice toilets, and we also got cold showers. How good is that? But I tell you guys, this morning I went to the toilet. Yesterday everything was nice. This morning I went to the toilet and it looked like something exploded in the men's toilet. There was just shit everywhere. I don't know what happened. Either someone had a really bad diarrhea or some idiot tried to empty his cassette toilet in the toilet. And afterwards it was blocked. I tried to flush it down, but the whole toilet was completely blocked up. Some people probably tried to dump their toilets here as well, and now we got a no dump sign over there. Mussels. Those kind of freshwater mussels. I wonder if you can eat them, but I don't think they will be very tasty. This is the swimmers beach. We walked from the dog campsite, 2 kilometers, but I think it's only maybe a kilometer to that little swimmer's beach. Beautiful, serene out here. It's not really a nice beach for swimming, I would say. It doesn't look too inviting. Maybe because it's so cloudy today. It's not like clean sand, it's a little bit dark, muddy-ish type of sand here. Alright, so now we got the name here, Mahinapua. So once and for all, Roto Mahinapua. That's the name of the lake, and interestingly, here a little bit of extra information. The lake was named after Mahinapua, a woman whose name refers to a flower in the dim light of dawn or twilight. How romantic is that? And it also says that the lake and foreshore were Mahika, which means a food gathering area. So it was an important food source for the Maori around here, the lake and the foreshore already. Now have a look over here. This is a map of the lake Mahinapua. Did I say it right this time? Mahinapua? Mahinapua. And you can see that it's only a short distance between the lake and the actual sea here. So you can just walk down and you're right at the beach. And there are also a couple nice bushwalks around the lake. This lake used to be part of that gold rush in this area, and there was kind of a sort of a highway. There was like this kind of ferry that was going up the creek and into some lagoons, and this is the remnant of that, and big old interesting looking steamboat. And we got a really cool little boat ramp here by the lake as well, so if you guys have a kayak or an inflatable boat, paddleboard, perfect for launching it here. The lake is really weedy, so you can't really launch it anywhere, but there's a bit of a channel here, a dredge channel I suppose. That's where they used to launch that big boat there, the big steamboat, by the jetty. And once you launch your kayak out into here, you get into some deeper water and you don't have to deal with all this weed. First we wanted to go and catch ourselves a couple of perch, because we know they're there. And we took our little aquamarina boat, launched it there, went to our perch hotspot and caught 5 nice perch that we cooked up for dinner and had a beautiful meal out of them. Now we have our 4th perch. Haitian just caught that one.
Yes. Nice tasty pot dinner tonight. Snapper dinner tonight.
We heard some rumors that snapper were being caught in Hokitika, and that was something I never really considered in that area, targeting snapper. But since we've been catching snapper all the way down the west coast, if you've been following our channel, you've seen that we've been catching some really good snapper out in Westport and then all the way down to Greymouth. So why not Hokitika, right? The next day we decided to level up our game a little bit and go to the beach and use our Aero Pro drone to fly out some baits. We've been having lots of luck with squid lately, so we were using squid for bait and tried to catch a snapper. Now I would like to tell you that we got there on our first cast and got those snapper, but that's not always how fishing goes, right?
West Coast waves and skies so wide, casting lines at evening tide. Kahawai jump, snapper bite, feels like home, it just might. Hokitika, where the rivers meet the sea, fishing reminders, reeling dreams, laughing wild and feeling free. Licorice, ice cream cones before we go fishing. Sunset paints the water gold. Life is sweet and always thrilling. Hokitika, where the heart beats wild and true, marking Haitian, casting dreams beneath the sky so blue. One more catch, one more night, one more taste of sweet delight. Maybe we'll just stay for good. Feels like home, it just might.
Well, instead of wind dying out here. It's actually getting stronger now, so drone fishing might not be an option after all. Beautiful sunset again. Every day we get well, we don't have a clear sky, but it's still beautiful. Straight out from that dock campsite, we're at this stunning beach here. Check that out. Stunning sand beach. There's a sandbank and then there's a really deep channel, so I thought we don't really need to drone fish here. We can just surf cast into that channel and see if we can maybe catch a kahawai. They've been catching lots of snapper here recently. They're probably easier to catch the snapper with a drone, I guess, but it's pretty windy as well. Haitian is trying her luck with the spinner, good old soft bait and the Grim Reaper on our soft bait rod. See if any kahawai swim around in that channel. We got an incoming tide at the moment, which is usually the best time for fishing, combined with the sunset. Find a dry patch of sand somewhere and watch the rod tip. It'd be nice if we can get a bite. Ooh, we get a bite. Oi, shit. We're on, guys. Woo. We're on. Yep. It wasn't a bite, it was Haitian casting over my line. It looked like a bite. She was pulling like hell there on that line. Looks like Haitian's given up for now. She says it's too windy to cast. Well, we had not any luck with the surf casting and decided to get the drone out and do one cast a little bit further despite the wind. And the bait's sitting out there now, but still no bite, and you won't believe how cold it is here. I don't know if it's because we're further south now or if the temperature has just changed in general. It was a lot warmer up in Westport, but because we are pretty much in our summer clothes and we probably would need our winter clothes here, we're gonna pick up now and head back to camp. We came there on the first evening and it was freezing cold. It was so cold out there. I couldn't believe it. We were still completely tuned to summer and it was the middle of summer. We had so many warm days up further north around Westport that we didn't anticipate how cold the wind can get there on a southerly. So we were freezing like popsicles there on the beach and it was pretty windy and I was a bit worried about the drone as well. So we only managed to get one cast out on that evening and then we just had to give up. We couldn't do it. So that was our first attempt, which resulted in no fish at all there. Drinking water out of the tap here, well, it's not drinking water, the water out of the tap is not very good. It's kind of unfiltered brownish, so you gotta have to bring your own drinking water to this campsite, but it's still good to have a bit of water access for, you know, washing your stuff outside, sandy feet, some of the dishes and so on. So always a good idea to have one of those potable water containers, and then every time we head into town we just fill that up with 20 liter of water and pour that into our tank when we get back here, so that way we can stretch out our drinking water a little bit, our water tanks, and we don't have to put dirty water into our water tanks. I also use one of those roll-away 40-liter grey water tanks for taking our grey water to the dump station. So cool thing is there's a dump station just 4 kilometers or 2 kilometers north of Hokitika for all these kind of purposes. I wanted to show you guys a little trick that I recently found out about for your outdoor cooking. So in our case, when we cook outside, we usually use one of those stoves here, like this kind of Korean stoves. And you've probably seen them. They just use these butane gas bottles here. They're not so expensive. You can get them from the hardware store and you just clip them in there, right? Now the problem with these ones is when they go half empty or 3/4 empty and there's still quarter left in those bottles, the flame on those stoves gets really weak, especially if the outside temperature is a bit colder. The butane doesn't evaporate if it's cold. So I found a really cool trick to save on those gas bottles and still get a good flame. I'll show you. Now I bought myself this little adapter here from Temu, and what it does, it's one-way valve, so it's got flow direction out and in. It just got this little screw adapter for the camping gas bottles, you know, the round ones. So that is made for these type of gas containers, butane containers, and it screws right onto those ones like a gas stove. But you can also get an adapter which then works with those type of cartridges. So that's the same adapter that goes into these stoves are using. So I just screw these adapters onto that valve thing here. Make sure it's closed. And then I can attach the gas canister like so. Imagine I have two half-empty gas canisters here, butane canisters. I can just attach them to each other like that. I can then open this valve here and the butane will flow from one canister into the other one. So it will drain the half-empty one and fill up the other half-empty one, so you got a full one again. And you can just chuck out the empty one then afterwards. How good is that? The only thing you need to do is the one you want to fill into, you have to put that into the freezer for half an hour or so. It has to be really cold. And the one you want to drain the butane from, that you can leave that out in the sun for the same amount of time. So one should be warm so that there's a lot of gas in there, and the other one should be frozen so that there's not much pressure in the container. And then the gas from the one container will be pushed into the one that is frozen, and then you get a full container. So it's a real good butane saving trick, and that way you don't have to throw away those canisters when they are still a quarter full or so, or a third full, because they don't produce a lot of heat anymore on these stoves. So yeah, I hope this little tip helped you guys if you have one of those little gas stoves. When we arrived in Hokitika, we went to the Wild Outdoorsman. That's the fishing store there, which I can highly recommend. Super friendly and huge variety of fishing gear, everything you need you can buy there. And they also got some really good information. And they've been telling us that it's also good for carway at the river mouth. So yeah, with no snapper and no success at the beach, we decided to go over to Hokitika and give the casting at the river mouth a little try. All right. We're at the Hokitika river mouth and we thought we're gonna give it a spin for carway this morning. Still on the hunt for carway to make my German fish salad. So let's go down there to the rocks. Got our two Grim Reapers here. Gold one has been a very good one to catch carway, and the silver one, of course, always good choice.
First cast is most important always with the carway and river mouth. You're very calm. Water is not moving. Always, guys, don't make mess in this fishing spot. With line. Good line. It was incredibly busy there. Lots of people swimming, other people fishing. So yeah, busy as. And we are in the middle amongst them and tried to cast and cast and cast and didn't have any luck either. Found something nice there? Here. What's in there? Huh? Something nice? What's that? What is it? Although we saw someone who was fishing there next to us and he caught one big carway, but that was the only carway that was being caught there the whole time. So yeah, that was also not on. The carway must have been on holiday as well during this time. So we had to give up on the kahawai as well. Although this is usually a good spot for kahawai. So when you go down to Hokitika, make sure to give it a try there at the river mouth. It's a great spot for fishing. So yeah, that all went wrong basically. No luck with the fish there. So we were still, we were running out of protein again because we've eaten through all the perch. So we thought either get some more perch or maybe try once more at the beach. So we went down to the beach with our Aero Pro drone just once more. It was a lot calmer and we went there in the morning on a beautiful day. The fishing forecast was right and it was also the incoming tide, which is always good for beach fishing. Everything came together on that day.
Like a million lights that shine, rise from the ash below, from the silent show, and grow your wings, lift into the sound. They can hold us down. Stand your ground. Raise up your fist tonight. One sees toward the sky.
Patience, as always, pays off. Asian wanted to give up after 5 minutes fishing, right? And I said, nope, we're gonna do a couple more casts here. Got a snapper on in Hokitika. It was a bit shorter this time, only 300 meters. First cast was 400 meters. Tide is turning and the current is starting. The bite comes on. Before that it was dead low tide, and that's usually when we don't get anything, or dead high tide. I just hope we can get it over the sandbank. Yep. Maybe it's a kahawai. It's coming there. That's a snapper. Not huge. Yep, it's a good size snapper in Hokitika. Guys, the West Coast is such a good snapper fishery. We've been putting out lots of snapper here this year. On the West Coast, all the way down to Hokitika. We took a nice bit of, nice big piece of squid. Right now is the start of the predicted bite times. It's pretty late in the morning already. It's 9:30, 10-ish I think now. Best times for fishing started at 9:30, predicted at fishingreminder.com of course. Coincided with the turn of the tide. So from low tide, just switching into the incoming high tide now, and that usually the bite's starting to come on because the current starts running a little bit. So that brought us in that little nice snapper. What a beauty. Well, washed it off a little bit in the sea. Always good to bring a bucket, which we didn't today, but it's a good probably, I'd say maybe 40 centimeters. Today we brought a few little ice packages with us so we can keep this one fresh and maybe catch even another one. Let's see. So for us this time here on the West Coast fishing, squid has been the best bait by far. We tried other baits, but squid has been the best. You want to get nice and fresh premium squid, of course. We found that premium squid here at the supermarket in Hokitika. It's not cheap, but it's nice quality. Has no freezer burn or anything on it, like some squid you sometimes get from petrol stations and stuff. They have freezer burn and whatnot. This one is great. Now that the bite is on, we got to get a bait out, another one really quick. See if there are more snapper, because we had a few bites actually before that one got hooked. Bigger this time. Not so sure. Maybe it's a kahawai. We were trying to catch a kahawai. But it could be a kahawai. It's swimming towards me a little bit.
Or a rig, yeah, we'll see. Rig? No, I think it's a cow, maybe. We're lucky.
No talking anymore?
Huh?
No talking anymore?
Could be a rig as well, we'll see. Not so sure. I don't think it's a girl, not swimming too fast for that. Yeah. Another snapper.
Wow, bigger!
Similar size. Oh yeah, second snapper. Very similar size than the previous one. We got 40 centimeter. We got 2 snapper for eating now. Wow. How good is that fishing in Hokitika, guys, for snapper? Who would have thought that the snapper fishery is so good on the west coast, eh? We're gonna keep that one as well. Now we got 2 meals for 2 days. Very, very happy with that. Beautiful, fat snapper. And look who is here. Stu is here as well.
Come round to my place for dinner. Oh, it's a beauty. Look at the condition.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're nice, eh? So very, very same size like the one we just got before.
Yeah,
So-
that's ideal eating size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow!
They really like the squid around here.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's good you don't get hammered with dogfish over here, isn't it?
Yeah. Not a single one, not a single spiny dog or anything. Yeah, we were lucky. Finally, we managed to catch 2, not only 1, but 2 beautiful West Coast snapper. Really good condition, super fat, mega tasty. Really nice snapper. So we were super happy that it finally worked out. And we caught snapper in Hokitika. So Hokitika is probably the most underrated snapper fishery in New Zealand. And it is really good, guys. It is really good for snapper fishing. Was a big surprise to me. So Stu and Diane, our friends from Christchurch, they were there too. Stu has his own YouTube channel if you want to check it out, Stu WNZ. He does a lot of fishing around Christchurch in that area. So I'll link that up in the description. But they were incidentally also in Hokitika for a couple of days. So we took the snapper over to where they were staying and we had a beautiful dinner with those snapper. It was really nice. I love eating those snapper, not only the freshwater snapper but also the saltwater snapper. What do you reckon about today's dinner? Isn't that a great presentation? Alright guys, so that now that we explored Lake Mahinapua a little bit and showed you a little bit of the camping and fishing options around there, let's move on to Lake Kanerie.
It's a sandflies bite syndrome. Red dot, like chicken poop.
I think I'm immune to sandflies by now.
For sure.
I just get a red dot and then the next day or next 2 days the red dot is gone.
When I don't think so.
Well, if they're not gone in 2 days, then they would be all red. I think they're all from yesterday, last night.
Really? Guys, Lake Kanerie or Lake Kanerie? Yesterday I asked dog officer here. And she said Lake Kanerie, like a bird. That's what everyone can understand, right? Lake Kanerie instead of Lake Kanerie. Well, I don't know what they say in Maori.
Well, the Maori, they always seem to pronounce things the same way like we Germans do. Like in Auckland, we got Unehunga, which some English pronounce one hanga. But obviously it's wrong. If I pronounce it the German way, then I would say Lake Kanerie. And I would say that is probably how the Maoris would say it too. But if you're a Maori and you know how to pronounce it, please let me know in the comments because I'm interested. It's a pretty difficult word to say because the umlaut.
Umlaut is German.
Umlaut is German. What is in English?
Vowel.
The vowels in Maori, they are pronounced like the German way, like an A is not an A, but it's an A. So it's ka, ni, re. Kaniere, maybe.
You want to have coffee or not?
Yeah, you can make a coffee with our nice Outland coffee maker.
Yes.
like even the word puna kaiki. So I would say it's probably puna kaiki. I mean, it doesn't really matter, honestly, how you say it, right? Though you say it the way you know it, but there's the Maori way and there's the English way. And I think the Maori way would be puna kaiki. Whilst most people that we meet here, they say,
Puna kaiki.
well, most people we meet here, they would say puna kaiki. So instead of the U, they would say the U the English way, puna. But I think it's puna.
Puna.
So yeah. Well, but everyone can say it the way they want. I don't want to tell you guys how to pronounce anything because I don't know myself how to pronounce things. I'm German. I don't know how to pronounce half of the English words, even after 25 years speaking English only. So I can't tell you how to pronounce anything. I'm just giving my thoughts on this topic and how I think it might be pronounced in Maori and how it might be pronounced in English. But I'm always kind of keen to figure out or find out how a native speaker would actually pronounce it.
It took me a little while to pronounce that right, and I don't think it is properly the right pronunciation there either, Lake Kanerie, but that's how the locals seem to call it. Anyway, this lake has escaped our radar so far, and that is because on the NZ Fish and Game website, I think it's called, where you get all the trout fishing regulations and informations, it says that this is not a recommended fishing venue. There are some trout in there and some perch in there, but they are hard to catch, or not many in there, I suppose. So, or only small ones. So that's why we never really went there before. But this time we thought we'd give it a try because the campsite is supposed to be really nice and was recommended to us.
So we're currently on our way to the next dog campsite here in Hokitika, and that's a place we have never camped before. Our friends told us recently that this is a really nice campsite, so we wanted to check it out. And yeah, just did our dump and all that stuff at Hokitika, and now we are on our way to Lake Kanerie. I think that's how it's pronounced. We have arrived at Hans Bay at the Lake Kanerie campsite, and it is a lot busier than I thought, a lot busier than Lake Mahinapua. Looks like someone has just left here earlier, so that might be a good campsite because we got a nice view out from here. A bit of a cooking shelter here. It's a pretty huge campsite. There are two sides. We drove up to the left, but then you can also drive up to the right when you get in, and there are a whole lot more campers out there as well. It's nice with all the bushes around and stuff, I suppose, but this side doesn't seem to have the views here. That's why there are not that many people parked up. Water as usual, non-drinking water. You have to boil before you can drink. We haven't been able to find any toilets so far. Huge area, but no toilet. Where could those ones be? Usually the toilets are the most obvious things in those campsites. Asian has disappeared. Toilets are down there, I think, by the lake for the general public and for the campers, all the same. There's a track down there. I think that little house there is a toilet. Water supply was only at the entrance. Well, after long discussion, I would call it a discussion rather than an argument, we decided to set up just like that. That gives us a little bit of a view of the lake behind. If we have our awning out, and we can sit here and also have a view out the front window. Anyway, found ourselves a nice spot here. That's just what I wanted to show you. It's not too bad, not too shabby. Had to buy a new drinking water hose because the one we bought in 2016 is finally cracked in multiple places and needs to be replaced. Now, Lake Kanerie seems to be more popular than Lake Mahinapua for weekend visitors or day visitors, locals, because there's an easy boat launching area and lots of people just come there to do some water sports like water skiing and stuff like that. So you see a lot of boats going up and down, especially on the weekend. It gets really busy there, but I haven't seen anyone trying to go fishing. But you know us, we can't resist. Fishing is our life. We love going fishing, so we set up our boat and of course tried some fishing there. All right, good morning. We're at Lake Kanerie. Is it? Kanerie. We're at Lake Kanerie. Asians got that right. And we're just at the boat ramp now. And we're gonna have a little bit of an exploratory. What did this guy do? What did you do? Crazy. Just started the alarm for no reason at all. So yeah, just a bit of an exploratory cruise at the lake. It is already scorching hot and it's only like around about 10 or something, 9:30. Scorching hot, so we won't be out for long. We're just having one scorching day after another at the moment. Yeah. So I'm actually looking forward to a little bit of cloud and rain that's supposed to come soon. And then the fishing should be better as well. Well, this lake has perch in it and trout, and supposedly there's even a catch limit on quinnet salmon. I don't think there's any salmon in there, to be honest, but brown trout and perch. And yeah, our target species would be perch again, because we just love eating them. The water is so warm. But the water is nice and clear despite being very brown. I've lately skipped using especially here in the lake, I've skipped using the external tank. I'm just using the internal tank, and I just take a 1 liter little spare fuel bottle with me.
Very busy with the boat again, the speedboat.
Well, we found ourselves a beautiful little cove here on that lake. It's not really a river, but it goes into the bush. That's the end of it, I think. Nice deep water, a bit of a channel that goes around that little sand spit here. Main lake is just over there. In terms of fishing, this is probably the best bet for now for perch and maybe even for trout, because they'll be concentrated in the deeper water in the channel when it's so hot. So we're casting around a little bit here. Asian saw a fish jumping, promising. Let's hope we pull out a 5-pound perch. Bit of stealth movement deeper into the cove. Big tree in the water here. No, it's too deep still.
So this bubble here for fish.
Yeah, lots of submerged big trees and snakes here. I'll just have a look if there's any sign of perch swimming around here. Often you can just see them in the shallows, but I can't see any fish swimming around here at all. We've thrown everything we have at those fish. All our lures, even fishing with our paravane to get the lures a little bit deeper, trawling all over the lake along little streams that run into the lake, all the promising looking areas. Look at the view. Can you see the snow on the mountains over there? Not good fishing, but beautiful views. Asian is the captain today. Captain Hook. Haitian actually managed to hook into a little trout, But the trout had other plans and it came off before we even had it close to the boat. We could just get a glimpse of it. This little trout did not want to hang around to be eaten by us, unfortunately.
Come on. Come on.
Haitian got a fish.
Very light.
They're only small in here. I gotta reel in that tail rein quickly before we get jammed up there. Oh, you lost it.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
What
very
is it?
small.
Oh, what? Oh, got off.
Lost it.
What is it? Rainbow?
It was a very small rainbow trout there. And, lost it. And then a little bit later, we also hooked into a very, very small little perch.
Oh, yeah. Very small pots.
The perch.
Oh, very pink.
Perch on the Kanerie. Perch are quite brown in color, yeah.
Bye-bye.
That was pretty much it. So we decided to call it a day and instead go swimming. And this lake is actually beautiful for swimming. That's why most people go there, for swimming or for water sports. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nice. Water is so warm.
But in deep water it's cold, eh?
Lake Kanerie is definitely not the best place for fishing, but it is a great place for swimming. So nice, the water is super warm.
One more catch, one more night, one more taste of sweet delight. Maybe we'll just stay for good. Feels like home, it just might. Oh, Hokitika, where the rivers meet the sea. Fishing reminders, reeling dreams, laughing wild and feeling free. Lead the whisk, ice cream. One more night, one more taste. Maybe we'll just stay for good. Feels like home, it just might.
Wow. She's my new friend. Wants to follow me all the time on this beautiful walking track. Oh, you want to come with me all the time, following me? Yeah. Okay. Now she wants to lead me onto this nice, beautiful walking track. Oh yes, Kia, she's here. Come on, come my friend. No, shy, still shy. Oh yes, beautiful. And you're a beautiful one, aren't you? Let's go. Compared to last few days, today is a little bit less sunny. Enjoy this nice walking track. It's a beautiful walking track with nice forest surrounding. And then my friend over there. Okay, come on. Yeah, come on. Here we go. This is the cove. We tried to fish last time with our boat. This is a canoe cove. I guess this is the end of the walking track. A beautiful cove here. Nice.
Despite the fishing not being very good there, maybe it was just us using the wrong techniques, maybe the fishing is really not very good there, but despite that we still had a great time at Lake Kanerie, and yeah, it's a beautiful dog campsite. So if you have a bit of time on your hands and you want to do something different that is not necessarily fishing, then Lake Kanerie is a good spot to stop for a while. So out of the two dog campsites, definitely Lake Mahinapua is my favorite spot, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back there. And the good thing about Lake Mahinapua is also it's much closer to Hokitika, so it's only a very short drive to go from there. I think it's 15 kilometers to go from there to Hokitika town. And Hokitika itself, let me tell you, has a special vibe to it. It is a very nice little township that has like some old school vibe, and it's got some great ice cream, guys. We went there almost every day to eat ice cream, and we bought it at the dairy shop, surprisingly. They got some deep south ice cream. Our favorite was the licorice variety, and they only charged $5.50 for a double scoop. They give you really big scoops as well. Really nice ice cream, guys. Recommend to check that out.
Highlight of the day in Hokitika. Licorice ice cream. We had them pretty much every day. Mark, that guy over there, got black poo from the licorice ice cream eating every day. Man in black, poo in black, that guy.
We also went and tried the local pizza. Very busy place, but beautiful pizza there. And we went there quite a few times for grocery shopping, and like I mentioned before, the Wild Outdoorsman, great outdoor shop. Even got a Mitre 10 there. So Hokitika is really nice.
Oh,
What is that?
it's a house beer, that's a small beer, lager. But tastes like wheat beer.
Tastes like a wheat beer.
Interesting, huh?
One bonus when we were there was that there was also the Driftwood Art Festival, and we wanted to check that out. So they had some really nice driftwood art on display, some professional ones, and then everyone out there could make their own as well. So we contributed a little bit of our own art as well to the Driftwood Art Festival.
Who wants to do something? Mark wants to make some driftwood art with his very creative mind.
I tried to make a representation of Haitian there, a Haitian replacement. In case Haitian goes somewhere, then I have this one there. Looks kind of similar. Well, that's probably the coolest driftwood hut I have ever seen. Someone outside here. It's got a proper canopy, and it's even got a window here. Looks like it's gonna be extended into a yard area here as well. Pretty cool. And yeah, it was just all around a nice trip to Hokitika, and we love this town so much. Maybe one day it will become our permanent home. Who knows? We've been traveling around up and down New Zealand for so long now, and at some stage we got to settle down again. We can't travel forever, right? And every time we come to a place in New Zealand, we think, oh wow, this would be the perfect place to settle down. And then we come to another place and I think, well, that's even better. But at the moment, Hokitika is definitely up there. It's one of our favorites, and it's a beautiful little town, and there's just so many outdoor and fishing opportunities all around there. So yeah, who knows, maybe one day you'll see us settling down there in Hokitika. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this little camping and fishing adventure. We love taking you along on those adventures, and I hope this inspires you a little bit to travel around yourself a little bit and give that all a go. Try Hokitika one time, try a bit of fishing when you get there. So guys, make sure to subscribe, like, stay tuned if you want to see more content like this. If you subscribe, then every time we make a new video, which is usually once a week, it will pop up in your YouTube account, and you will see our continuous adventures around New Zealand. And we always try to show you new spots for camping and fishing that you guys can go to and enjoy as much as we do. All right, until next time.